Hey guys, happy Sunday. Why am I here right now? I am here because Nikki just got off of live on Station Head and she came on this Sunday morning to talk to us about night one of the tour in Oakland, everything that went wrong, things that she's thinking about, feedback that she needs. And so I took some notes and I wanted to come here to communicate with you guys. In case you missed it. So before we get into this video, please like the video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel for all updates. But before we get into everything, I do want to show you guys that Nicki has released a new version of Let Me Calm Down off of the album featuring J. Cole. And I'll get more into it later, but just make sure that you guys add this to your playlist and go and buy it on iTunes because we're currently trying to get it to #1 on US iTunes. There is a clean and explicit version, so please go and buy both. Now, okay. So, before we even get into that, make sure that you guys are equipped. I have a link to, first of all, thank you to everyone who came out to the live that we did last night on the first night of the show. We talked about everything that went well, sold out, breaking the internet, and all that good stuff. I'm going to link it below in case you didn't see it. And on that note, I want you guys to get more comfortable with long form content from me. Since I started on YouTube, I've been getting used to short form content, which is like a 10-minute video, which is what you're listening to right now. But I'm really used to being live for like an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. But I'll never try to do 2 hours with you guys here on YouTube. But on my live videos, do expect a longer conversation, and I hope that you guys get through it all and kind of listen to it like a podcast or a TV show, because that's what it's intended for. But anyway, so that was night one. We talked about the show being sold out. Now tomorrow, Monday, March 4th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be live again on YouTube, and we'll talk about in-depth analysis, a 3-month reflection on Nicki's 5th studio album, Pink Friday 2. I'm going to get into everything I love and don't love about the album, so I really hope to see you guys there. The link is in the description of this video, so please tap it and save the reminder so that you are not late. Okay, and make sure that you watch it back or save it to your watch later playlist. So let's get into everything that Nicki said today. So pulling up my notes here, so she says she confirmed a wardrobe malfunction and a whole bunch of other things on the set list. But let's start off with the metallic piece. Think about her first here you can see right here in the thumbnail, that is the first outfit that she wore. So she says the metallic piece came off a little bit of late. Asked us if she noticed, and she said it came off when she says, when they copy I'ma wear mine clear, the lyrics in Barbie Dangerous, which was the second song on the set list. She says this is what you call divine intervention, and shout out to the very intelligent dancer for being so on point, because the glam team was supposed to be in that area, but because of first show things and people, like things just not going like perfectly, they weren't there. And so the dancer really had to step in and help her take the metallic piece off, because if that it had to come off in that moment, because Nicki would have not been able to do the choreography to FTCU, right? And so I want to go back and watch this, because she said in the video, you can hear like Nicki said the shirt too, when she was on the mic to remind the dancer, like, yeah, the shirt needs to come off, because she was taking off the skirt first. So she said, shout out to that dancer. I'm gonna give her an official shout out tonight, but she saved Barbie Dangerous. So yeah, shout out to that dancer. She really took the time to shout out her team, which I thought was really cool. Omar is someone who is the musical director and have been a part of the tours, that all the tours, but not as official MD, but they've always worked closely. And so she says, shouts him out, because the transitions in the show, she said, oh my God, I couldn't wait for you guys to hear them. Y'all know it's at an elevated level for me for transitions, and having people around who want to go above and beyond is dope. Omar and Juice work closely on the transitions, and he played the keys, and I'm wondering if he's currently playing the keys on the tour, because if he is, then you would have seen him if you're looking at Nicki on the stage performing. She said they spent a lot of time on transitions to make sure that they didn't feel like an old show or any other show. She also confirmed that Monica was originally planned to be in the middle of the show and not before her performance, which was dope. Okay, and we talked about that in the last live as well. So she said the Nigerian Barb in the ballad section, she's one of the girls playing the violin. So in my previous video, I had said that like the girls that were on screens playing the violin, I couldn't tell if they were real or like AI. So she said they had like 3 girls record and dressed up nice, and every night we'll be seeing them on the screen. Her name is Lucia, and Ashley, who's actually playing the violin on Falling For You, who was brought in by the producer of the song, ATL Jacob. There's another girl playing the cello, and they also had her come in to record for the tour. Now, Casper, the creative director, brought in her lighting guy, Tom, who was phenomenal. In the video, there's a new person, Trevor, that did Gag City in the videos. When you're looking at the transitions and you see Nicki, who was like an AI person of her. Yeah, so the guy Trevor did that. So she says, this whole team of people around me, even people you can't see, are good for me. They are good for the soul type people. She says people kept saying that she looked happy, including her team and people from her label. And she was like, do I not normally look happy when performing? So she was talking about how, like, people were saying that she looked happy, and she was grateful for that because, it's not, she wasn't happy. Like, she was so in work mode. And I said that in my previous video. Like, I felt like Nicki was in work mode a lot of the time when she was performing, as she should be, because she is working and she wants to give a good show and be on point. But I also want to see Nicki let loose and just have fun and enjoy the moment on stage, because she stresses so much to us to enjoy the music and have fun. And I want to see her do the same. And I expect to see her do that in, shows moving forward. Anyway, now this was really interesting to me. I learned something new because she was like, Casper was in her in ears throughout the whole thing. So y'all know when performers are performing, they have like the little headphones in their ear. And I thought that all you hear in there was music, like you hear yourself, so that you know like how to sound and your pitch and stuff like that. But clearly, like, there's actual people talking and communicating. So she was like, he was telling me like, oh, go over there. Now you're gonna go down. And she was like, yeah, I know that, like, I know they about to take me down. If there's the only way you can go is down, right? And then he was telling her like where to walk and stuff like that. So I thought that was really, really interesting. I always love learning new things about performing, music business and stuff like that. Now, we saw her on live wearing the Dolce & Gabbana shirt the previous night. And remember, so this was the wardrobe malfunction when we saw her wearing the merch t-shirt with Nicki on it. So she said, I left the D&G shirt and had to wear merch. But then I liked it because it was a representation of Barbie. And this is the section of the show where it shows all of her alter egos in those phone booths. So she says, I think I'm going to keep the merch thing. Shout out to the set designers and the set builders. Those are people that Casper brought in, and he brought really great people who mesh really well with me. So she said, when I got off stage, I didn't feel happy because I knew all the things that were supposed to happen. Now, I also said that, like, how the show ended. Nicki ended with everybody, and then she kind of went up, and then they elevated down, and she waved to the crowd, and she said, thank you and good night, Oakland. And I thought that was a very abrupt ending. And so I think that, like, now knowing what Nicki was thinking, she was thinking that the show was too long, things went wrong and stuff like that. So it really makes sense. So she said it's hard to be in the moment when she was on stage. So in the dressing room, her label asked her, she asked the label, do you think the fans were happy? And they were like, yeah, duh. You didn't hear them screaming? She says, no, I've never felt energy like that. And she says, like, when she looks happy on stage, it's really because of the energy that we're giving her, and it's mirroring off of her. It might not be how she's feeling in that moment. And I just appreciate how transparent she's being, and not trying to always seem like, oh, everything is perfect, because it's really not. And it's really stressful to be on tour and to be carrying on a tour, a production, a team as big as this. So she said, why were y'all surprised I performed Starships? Right? I talked about that. She did tell us she was going to do it, but we know how much she hates that song. So she's like, how could I go on a world tour and not perform a song that went 9 times platinum? So then she starts talking about, don't y'all think the show was too long? Now, 11.3 thousand people were in the station during this time. She said, I didn't know it was over. She said, I want to do 90 minutes. She wants to cut down. In the moment, she was cutting down and editing the show to 90 minutes. She says, we can't do a 2-hour show. Mind you, this is not including transitions, video things that we see on the screen, as well as Monica's set. Now she's like, is that what you guys wanted? What is the timing that you guys expect? So y'all let me know in the comments. Do you want her to be on for 2 hours, 3 hours? People were saying 8 hours, which is really impossible. But she was like, just to note, the show does not start at 8, because she was like, Barbs are going to think she's not going to start on time. And then, things happen later because there was traffic and stuff like that. So people weren't really seated in the venue until 9:15. She says she doesn't want the show to be too long and boring. That's why she planned for 90 minutes without video and Monica. So she says, if y'all think 2 hours is fine, then we will put stuff back in. She's also trying to fit more songs into the set list, and we'll get into that real soon. So please keep watching and make sure y'all liking this video as well. So she was trying all this time, she trying to allude to like getting our feedback, but like being like, oh, like and y'all was watching the show on live for free or whatever. So then she was like, so y'all was live lying when y'all said y'all wanted to be surprised, as in we didn't want to know anything or see the show before we all went because we wanted to be surprised. But then everybody was watching the show when it was live. So at this point, there's 12,000 people in the station. So, that was a little joke. And then now she's asking for feedback for what songs you guys want. So then she was like, Tasha Cobbs will come by the tour at some point, and when she does, she believes that they will perform Blessings. And I really hope that happens because it is in my top 10 for the album, and I think it's a really dope song. Then they tell her that the Barbs was fighting during Ganja Burn. So I wanted to show you guys, damn, this video is getting kind of long, but I mean, no, I'm not gonna show y'all, but the fight made it to TMZ, y'all. Like, the fight is on TMZ. So she was like, why they was fighting? Then she was like, was Natalie at the show? So it's like, we all know that Natalie Nunn was there. She was going viral on the internet. So some songs that people were suggesting for Nicki to perform was Did It On Them, Itty Bitty Piggy, and she was like asking for feedback on how Booth did, because usually he takes care of mixtape things before the show starts, but clearly he didn't do a lot. So I'm just telling you guys that I think that what songs people were suggesting in the chat that I thought were some good ideas. So once again, people said Did It On Them, Itty Bitty Piggy, C and Green, Yikes, Fractions. I know K Carbon said that last night. Endless Fashion. She said somebody said Va Va Boom. Sorry for all the pop barbs out there, but Va Va Boom ain't happening. Somebody said Up All Night. I love Up All Night. I love Make Me Proud, but I don't think that's gonna happen because she said I'll think about it. Now, My Life, that is the song on the album in my top 10. She did not perform. People want that, and I really do hope that she finds a way to work it in there because it's literally on the album, on the most recent album. So she says she's going to have an Instagram page made today, and she's going to post that page today, this Sunday, so that people can hit her up there, any celebs or public figures who are at the show, because she wants to meet them. She was sad that she couldn't meet Natalie. So please, y'all, when she makes that information available, please do not go and spam the page and DM Nicki and ask her any information. Any information or questions you want about the tour, you should be talking to Live Nation directly. Do not bother Nicki. She cannot answer all of our questions, and she really don't even be knowing the answers. Let her use social media for what she really needs it for. She's very busy right now. So anyway, she says that she took out a whole act in the show, and Tusa was definitely in that act. And so I'm thinking, what could that act be? International or Caribbean set? Because she didn't really do a lot of Caribbean songs, and Caribbean music will really come in during the New York shows and the London shows. That's really where she goes heavy because of the Caribbean population that is present in those cities. Anyway, so she's like, post Oakland, she goes into what songs is really, she really feeling right now from the Pink Friday 2 album, what's in her top 5, top 10. So she says Pink Friday Girls, Needle, Are You Gone Already? And she also noted that she didn't perform Are You Gone Already, like I said, but it did play on a transition note in the show, and she noticed that the crowd went crazy for it, and she loved that. So that's dope. She loves Falling For You, of course. Barbie Dangerous, as always. Let Me Calm Down, the extended version, as I just said, is out right now. So make sure y'all go, get to know the song, add it to your playlist, because she said it's a better mix in this version. She added background vocals in J. Cole's verse, and then there's also an outro, a longer outro. So make sure that you guys go stream it and also buy it on iTunes. And then, of course, she mentioned FTCU, and she says that was so much fun to perform. And we know that because she looked, really great during that performance, and it's going viral. So, she says, so she said, who thought we were done after they performed Starships and we forgot everybody? And I definitely did, because I forgot all about everybody, but we already know that that's how the show ended. So then people ask, can Oakland's meet and greet be transferred to Rolling Loud? Which is a good question, but I don't think so. She said it's a festival, so I don't know, but that's why I made it very clear that I'll do some meet and greets, but not all, but I have them there just in case. So please do not expect Nicki to do meet and greets at festivals. Festivals are 10 times more hectic than doing tour shows, and it's just going to be longer, it's going to be late, imagine her doing this 2-hour show on a festival. It's just going to be too crazy. So I would not expect Nicki to do meet and greets at any festivals. So she says, who are some artists you guys want to see that I've worked with in the past to come out to the tour? So some suggestions I have is Karol G, Beyonce. I know that's controversial right now, and also probably Eminem, like big names and stuff like that. So I want to hear from you guys what you guys think about what Nicki had to say today. Who are some artists that you want her to bring out on tour? What are some songs that you want her to perform? And what did you think about night 1? What shows are you guys going to? Let me know in the comments. I really appreciate you guys making it to the end. So please like the video, talk to me. Make sure that you guys come to the live tomorrow night so we can talk about the album in depth and be prepared for our respective shows. So have a great day, and I will talk to you in the next video.